Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know I say this at the start of all of these videos, but honestly, how are we already into the next month? How is it already coming to be August? I just don't know. But seeing as we are right at the end of the month, I thought I would share with you all just some of my monthly favourites for the month of July. So I feel like I have to start this video with my new Studio by Charlotte bag because I am still obsessed with this bag. It's only been a couple of weeks. I've not yet had a chance to use her, but I will use her very soon. Very excited to use her. I just think this is such a classic bag. It's incredibly soft. This is a different type of leather to some of the other bags. This is more of like a swift leather, so it's a little bit softer. Maybe need to take a little bit more care of it than some of the other bags that I've got, but I cannot wait to style her. I almost wore her out to dinner the other week. However, I was going for a curry and I was like, oh, I just can't risk it. Can you imagine if like some chicken tikka masala got on this or something? I'd never be able to get it off and the bag would be ruined. So haven't taken her for a curry, but hopefully I can take her to somewhere a little bit more appropriate to take a cream leather handbag. But yeah, still just as obsessed with this. Still got my eye out to see what else they bring out. Not planning on buying any more bags anytime soon, but it's never a plan, it just seems to happen. But yeah, couldn't not do this video and not include this handbag. So the other incredibly exciting thing that happened in July is the fact that I got to go see Oasis at Wembley, and I am still recovering, I think, from that show. Without wanting to bore everybody, because this story is really relevant for me, but probably not for most people. I was due to go see them 16 years ago at V Festival. It was 2009. V Festival, if you don't know or don't remember, because I don't think the festival exists anymore, would have the same headliners for both shows. So it would be like a mirror festival, if that makes sense, with whoever's playing Saturday in one location plays the Sunday in the other location. And the two locations were Stafford and Chelmsford. And on the Saturday was Oasis to headline, and they played, and it was phenomenal by all accounts. And on the Sunday they were due to headline at Chelmsford, and we got there because I've never camped there. Really, I don't like to camp, so we would arrive each day for it. And as we're walking in, everyone's just talking about Oasis. They've heard about how good it was last night in Stafford. They're so pumped for it to be just as amazing in Chelmsford. However, by the time it gets to the afternoon, a big announcement comes out on all the screens that Oasis have cancelled. And all the slots have now shifted. So Snow Patrol ended up headlining, who were the penultimate band. And they were phenomenal. They were great. The whole weekend was still really great. Like, I saw some amazing people, but it was just really disappointing that Oasis didn't play. Even more so because they had played Wembley that summer. And I actually was offered a ticket and I didn't take it because I, for whatever reason, was like, no, I want to go see them in a field in Chelmsford at V Festival. I think that was my third V Festival and I did 6 in the end, and I wanted to see them at V and I didn't because they didn't perform. They cancelled. One of them had laryngitis from memory, and I think it was 2 or 3 days later in Paris where they ended up splitting up. So I never got to see them. And then obviously that split has lasted for 16 years. So getting to see them at Wembley very much for me felt a bit more of a full circle moment that I finally got to see this band that I've been waiting such a long time to see. So it was phenomenal. Anyone who has seen them or is going to be seeing them, you are just in for the biggest treat. It is just pure classic Oasis songs. I'm actually quite liking the fact that the set list hasn't changed so far. From Cardiff to Manchester to London, it's the same songs, and the crowd just go absolutely wild for them because I think we're just also excited that they've reformed. I would still love to see them do something next year. Next year is obviously the 30th anniversary of Nebworth, which is iconic, and I actually grew up in Stevenage, so Nebworth is literally next door, so I would absolutely love for them to get back to Nebworth. That would be the dream for next year. Fingers crossed anyway. Switching things up, I've got some makeup to talk about and some pretty bougie makeup. I was feeling like spending some money and picked up 3 pieces from Giorgio Armani makeup. The first of which, well, I would say all 3 were kind of heavily influenced by people I'd seen on TikTok. One I already owned, so I already have an eye tint, and I got it in the shade 22, which I think is Cashew, which is the one that everyone talks about. It's a really nice matte brown, and don't get me wrong, I love it, but I also just realised that I don't really wear a lot of matte eyeshadow. I love a shimmer. So I started to have a look at what other ones they had, and I found this one, which is, I think this is 68 S. So the S means that it's shimmer. And I absolutely love this. I wish I maybe had got more of the shimmers, just because I'm more of a shimmer gal on my eye than I am a matte. Although don't get me wrong, the matte is really good as a base and it is as quick and easy to use as everyone says it is. Honestly, I'm not very good at doing makeup, but I find that actually using this, it just makes it so much easier. The other thing that I brought that again was massively influenced through TikTok was this, which is the Fluid Sheer Glow Enhancer. This was basically described on the video that I watched as a mix between like a highlighter and a blusher. That is exactly what it is. I got shade 11, which, having done not extensive research, but some research on TikTok, seemed to be everyone's favorite shade. It was spenny, but it's absolutely worth it. I've used it pretty much daily since, and I just love it. Really, you just need a little, because a little does go a long way. But yeah, absolutely love this. I fear that this will now be forever repurchased because it is that good. And then the final thing that I got was the concealer. This is the Luminous Silk Perfect Glow Concealer. Years ago, I did used to use their foundation and I did quite like it. I haven't used their foundation in a really long time because I don't really wear foundation now. But this I really like. This covers my dark circles really well. It also doesn't crease, which as somebody who's 38, that's really important because sometimes I find that some of my concealers can just start to crease now around my eye area. This doesn't. I find it to be incredibly hydrating. Yeah, again, bit worried that this will now just become a forever repurchase. I got this in shade 3.75. I didn't do a shade match. I just picked it and hoped for the best. Next up is a book that I want to talk to you all about, and it is this one. This is the Mel Robbins Let Them book. I've seen a lot of this again on TikTok, and I was just in a space when I needed to read this book. Things have just felt very heavy at the moment for a variety of reasons, which I don't need to bore you all with, but things have just felt very heavy, and I just felt like I needed a little bit of help and a little bit of guidance, and someone recommended this book to me, and oh my gosh, I don't mean to exaggerate when I say that this book is literally life-changing, but it is. The whole idea behind this is the let them theory, which is just let people behave how they want to behave. And that might feel, oh, but then I'm going to allow people to mistreat me, or I'm going to allow people to not treat me the way that I deserve to be treated. And that's like half of the theory. Half of it is, yeah, let them. You can't control how anyone else behaves, so you need to let people behave how they're going to choose to behave. The other part of it, though, which is the kind of key to it, is the let me, which is let you choose to behave how you want to behave, and let me choose how I'm going to react to that and what I'm going to do next. Am I going to let you, for example, continue to mistreat me or whatever, or am I going to make some better choices and kind of let myself make a decision? So really needed to read this. I read it in 2 days, and yeah, I just felt like a massive weight has been lifted a little bit with some of the heavier things that I was dealing with. And I mean, I love Mel Robbins anyway. I follow her on TikTok. I listened to her podcast, and I was a little bit late with reading this book because I didn't feel like I needed to, but oh my gosh, did I need to? And now I fully understand why this is just going to become like the biggest bestseller. Absolutely would recommend this to anybody, because if you're someone like me who just likes those kind of self-help books, then this is almost like the self-help book to end all self-help books, because I love the way that she writes. I love the way that she makes everything so relatable, and she's incredibly vulnerable as well with her own kind of experiences as she's talking through this. It was actually written in collaboration with her daughter, and again, her daughter's pretty vulnerable in this too. Yeah, absolutely love this. Next up are a pair of sunglasses. Now, if you've seen my what I bought in the sale video, then you'll know a little bit about these sunglasses, but essentially I buy all my sunglasses on secret sales. I just find that they do the best deals when it comes to designer sunglasses. They're always reduced, obviously. They're all genuine products as well. And yeah, I've brought a lot of sunglasses from there, including these ones, but in black. So these are the Gucci Havana sunglasses, I think. I got them in black a couple of years ago, and I just love them. I wear them a lot. I then saw that they had them in tortoiseshell and thought, I know I like them in black, I'm going to get them in tortoiseshell. I just like the fact that these are quite big sunglasses. I'm very much a big sunglasses kind of girl. I just feel like I've got quite a big face, so I need a big sunglass to go with it. But I love the shape of these. I love the fact that these just don't move on my head. Most of my other sunglasses, I have to get the arms turned down because I must have a really small ratio from like here to my ear, whatever. I don't understand it, but yeah. Whenever I do get my prescription glasses done, it's just crazy how much they have to adjust them. These though don't need adjusting, they stay on all day. I think they look fab. They've got quite subtle detailing, so they've just got the little Gucci symbol here. They do have on one of the bands the little Gucci B, which again, it's just quite subtle. It's not super subtle. I feel like if you're quite close you can see it's the Gucci G's, but really like it. The packaging is also just fab. I mean, this is a massive glasses case, so I don't really use it, but I do appreciate the fact that it also comes with a little silk one there that you can just put the glasses in to put in your handbag. And now to talk about some of my favourite outfits, the first of which is this one. So this was obviously a mint velvet dress that I had been waiting to go in the sale. It did go in the sale. I got it for £95 instead of 150. Still a lot of money. I'm not trying to say it's not. I just knew that I really wanted this dress and I was a bit happier paying £95 than I was 150. I just love how this dress makes me feel. I honestly feel amazing in this dress and I just want to continue buying clothes that make me look and feel amazing because there's plenty of clothes that don't make me feel like that. Next up is a little vintage find and it is this Daughters of India dress. Again, beautiful dress. I'd seen one very similar on the website, which I think is £190. Again, that's a lot of money for a dress. I didn't really want to have to spend that much money. In the end, I found it on Vinted. It was brand new, without tags though, but it was new. You could tell it hadn't been worn, for £60. Like, I'm much more comfortable paying £60 for a beautiful dress like this than I am paying 190. I would say I got the size XL. I wasn't quite sure on the sizing. I think the XL is a 16. It's quite big on me. Obviously, it is more of like a voluminous kind of dress. So I think I could probably get away next time with wearing either a medium or a large, but this is just my first introduction to the brand and yeah, very happy to have found something on Vinted because God knows I didn't really want to be paying that big price tag. And then the final items are all from Amazon. I have been loving Amazon fashion right now. Honestly, I think they have some of the best pieces. This green dress I have worn so many times. I love the little rickrack detailing of the white on there as well. I honestly get so many compliments in this and it's also incredibly comfy to wear. Next up is a dress that I think would be fab if you were going to like a wedding or if you just had a bit more of a smarter occasion. I absolutely love the tulle of this. This comes in a variety of different colours. I've got the navy. It's honestly so comfy to wear. Again, I'm wearing the size L. Pretty much wear a size L on Amazon. That seems to work for me, my body shape. But yeah, absolutely love it. And then that final dress is this blue and white one. I love the pattern. I love the way that this falls. I love the way that I look in this one as well. It's such a fun summery dress and incredibly comfy to wear. So that has been my monthly favourites video. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Let me know what you've been loving this past month. Don't forget to like, subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll see you soon.